German Radicals versus the Slave Power. In Memoirs of a Nobody, Henry Bornstein chronicles the militant immigrant organizing that helped keep St. Louis out of the hands of the Confederacy. In the late 1870s, the 70-year-old newspaper editor Henry Bornstein sat down to write about German immigrants' efforts to shape the United States into a less brutal, more enlightened republic in the lead-up to the Civil War. When the microscopic loop and the sharp analysis of criticism were applied to the Constitution and institutions of the United States, Bornstein wrote in those memoirs, one soon discovered that the Republic and its Constitution, in fact all American conditions, were a mass of incoherencies and contradictions. He didn't mince words. The Constitution of the United States, which had been brewed up by a bunch of old fogies way back at the end of the last century with no notion whatsoever of modernity, was best to be altered in a contemporary way so as to conform with the relations and demands of the enlightened 19th century, particularly of the eternally venerated year 1848. More than a century later, the historian Stephen Rowan translated Bornstein's story and Memoirs of a Nobody, The Missouri Years of an Austrian Radical, 1849 to 1866, was published for the first time in English in 1997. Rowan's work on Bornstein, much of which is sadly out of print, helps explain how in the hell a European socialist helped found the now ultra-conservative Missouri Republican Party. Bornstein's era was full of apocalyptic omens, and far from being a nobody, Henry fits the Hegelian conception of the hero in history, not a great man who imposes his will on events, but an individual who finds the truth of the age and defines what is ripe for development. It was theirs to know this nascent principle, George Wilhelm Friedrich Hegel says in his Philosophy of History lectures, the necessary directly sequenced step in progress which their world was to take, to make this their aim, and to expend their energy in promoting it. Sometimes that step is taken in slippers, rifle in hand.